Hey everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. Today, we're going to take a loving look at Sentry, 8 of 8. Sentry is a character I have a love-hate relationship with. I like the idea of the character, and I like the concept of a guy who keeps forgetting who he is and ends up being the guy that's going to destroy the world. And he has the powers basically as Superman. And I dig that idea. I just don't think it gets executed well. And this might be one too where it's not executed well. I don't know. I really hadn't read the whole series on this. I remember it vaguely. It was 2006. Again, I was just... At that point, the 90s had happened. I was picking up sparingly here and there. I know I had read New Avengers, and I know I had read... I don't even know if this is before or after Dark Avengers. I know I read that. Yeah, it's like, okay. So... Now, I get in here, and... most of the art is okay, but there's a couple of panels like that. I will admit, they did go for some nice colorations around here. I like how they two-toned it. You don't see that too often. And that's pretty cool. I mean, that to me is using tech to your advantage. And obviously they did use some technology to do that kind of shading. And I like it to an extent. But, it can get bad if you overuse it. And... this does... Okay, see how, there's some nice color on this page, but I think again, it's getting overused. And I'm just going to flip back and see. I thought that was John Romita. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's where my problem with art is. It's John Romita's art. Or Romita, or whatever. I don't like John Romita's art. To me, he looks like he's trying to do a caricature of Frank Miller's art. Just odd to me. I don't understand it. Or maybe a caricature of kind of Frank Miller meets Steve Ditko. I mean, it's kind of where I get from him. And it doesn't work for me. It hardly ever has. Okay, so I knew I had a problem with the art. I was just wondering what it was. And again, obviously some digital enhancements going on, but not a bad way. I know I was doing digital enhancement on pictures, but mine were photos. This is obviously drawings, but still. And of course, here's Mr. Void. Oh, City of Villains. Does anyone remember this game? And City of Heroes. Does anyone remember those two? Yeah. Talk about... Wow. I mean, World of Warcraft before World of Warcraft, dude. And just to see the ads. X Factor number 6. Siren. And then Civil War is upon us. Okay, so this is before Civil War. Good. Okay, and... Ew, dude. Yeah. I forgot that was in here. I read this a couple of weeks ago, so it's a little vague in my brain. But yeah, Void is weird. And they just recently announced they're doing a Build-A-Figure of Void, and I don't know. It's like, is it really Void? I mean, to me, it doesn't look too much like the character. I mean, it's an interpretation, I'll say it that way. So yeah, I love looking at ads in old comics. Just because, this is when they were building up to Civil War. And, I better not get started on Civil War. I will talk about Civil War another time. But, I can go. Okay, and there he is fighting the Void, and, you know, I always got a Mr. Fantastic vibe out of the Void here, because, I mean, look at that. That looks like something Mr. Fantastic would do. And smash a Sentry into the wall, doo-doo-doo. And there they go fighting again, and again, and again, and again. And, of course, the mindfuck of this is that this is all taking place in Sentry's brain. And then, right there, we flash back to the Sentry comic book. I mean, yeah, that part always confused me. That there was a comic book of the Sentry and blah blah blah. And there is the Void again. Now, another thing I hate is this. I've said it before, and you know, I always hate when they do this black and then the white writing. It just blends in. That's my problem with it. Especially in backgrounds like these. Yeah, it just blends in. Really hardcore. And I can't even remember how this ends. I know I've read it. Okay, there he goes. Yeah, you see, that's what I think they were going for with the Void and the figure. But I don't think it works. Honestly, I don't. And boom, there, the Void goes into the sun. Except he doesn't. Hey, let's hang out with Hulk. So yeah, and it was Paul Jenkins. This was a little weird because it kind of gives a resolution to the Void, but then the Void comes back again and again and again, and yeah. You know, to me, much of the time, when the Sentry story's done, it should be done. That's the simplest way I can say it. It needs to just end. I don't think keep bringing the character back only to suffer that same fate over and over again is a smart move. It doesn't work for me. That's kind of why I hate Sentry is, you know, it seems like they bring him back, boom, and again, the Void comes back, da, 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 da. It seems to be over and over and over. That's what bothers me about it. I think the only resolution is to have the Void and Sentry just kill each other off. And I think you should end it there. It's done. All done. Nothing more. Nothing more. That's what works for me. So, yeah, and this was before Civil War, so yeah, I didn't even see the ad, Civil War Begins. Didn't even notice that. So yeah, this was before Civil War. Yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, you know, I see what they try to do with Sentry. It's just, it seems to fall. And I've not kept up with Sentry in a long time, but I mean, I remember this all happening. It happened once, and then it happens again, and I think it happened a third time. And that's where I lose track, is because it just keeps the same. It's the same damn story over and over and over. And I really would like to see something. I mean, if you're going to do something with Sentry, do something fresh. And keep the Void completely out of it. Forever. I mean, forever. But I don't think they ever will. I mean, it's just... And I think eventually, you know, eventually it's like, well, this guy's too powerful. We got to kill him off. Okay, bring the Void back. And then there we are. I mean, you know, it's always back to square one. I don't... You know, and I don't like the flashbacks to the comic series. I think that's kind of weird. You know, it's odd to me. But I think Sentry does have potential. I mean, it's just some... there's some beats in the stories that get thrown out there that throw me off. And that's why he's not a top 10 character for me. Don't hate him. Don't love him. But there it is. That's really all I can say for the time being. I mean, that's my opinion on Sentry. That was Sentry number 8. Thank you for watching Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.